Are you a Wayzata Yacht Club boat skipper that wants to get your boat set up and crew scheduled for an upcoming busy sailing season? Well then, you've come to the right place. We'll be cutting right to the chase here, omitting a lot of the whys and wherefores. But what you will get is, number 1, you and your boat set up on RailMeets. Number 2, the club racing schedule imported and filtered properly, of course, for your boat. Number 3, the crew invited to the boat's bench, as I like to put it, so they get all of the communications and can sign up for races. Your crew will be able to say, "Put me in, coach," at this point. Number 4, last but not least, accepting your needed onboard crew for each event and communicating with both your onboard and standby crews without the need for bulky spreadsheets or problematic email and phone lists. This is the team manager role and is the real benefit of using RailMeets. Say goodbye to miscommunications and hard feelings. For a deeper look at Wayzata Yacht Club's use of RailMeets, and for crews looking to find boats, however, please see the videos at the following link. Also note that we'll focus on Wayzata Yacht Club, which has integrated RailMeets within its own event schedule. And I'll be doing this in a follow-along tutorial fashion, where I'll keep things to a single-threaded progression and have pauses where you can stop the video and catch up right on your own phone as we go along. If you've already done a step that I'll discuss, just skip to the next pause and you should still be good. If you stick it out, we've got a bonus at the end that will give you some tips that we've learned along the way that will smooth that learning curve. Enough already. Let's cut to that darn chase scene, shall we? Our first thing is to get into the RailMeets website and customize the access for your phone. Go to wyc.railmeets.com or stop the video and use the QR code here. It's important to go to WYC and not just railmeets.com because this allows us to integrate with the WYC website and also allows us to narrow our boat and crew community to WYC much more easily. If you get to the right place, you'll see this. And we'll call this the RailMeets landing page from here on out. Secondly, we suggest that you create a shortcut, and that's on an Android phone, or a widget, and that's on an iPhone, to make it super easy to access. The way to set these up is simple, but it is slightly different depending on your phone type and even the version of the software. So I've included a couple of video links here which should help get you through. What you'll end up with is something like this on your phone's home screen. From here on out on this video, when doing things on a phone, I'm going to presume that you have this. So go ahead and pause the video right here and catch up. Ready to move on? Let's go back to our Wayzata Yacht Club RailMeets landing page. It should just be a click of a shortcut button now. Register your credentials with the Join if you are brand new to RailMeets, or just click Sign In if you've already registered. And I'm going to presume that you know how to set up credentials for a site. It's pretty standard if you use social media credentials. After completing, you'll be taken back to the RailMeets homepage. You are now ready to set up your personal profile as a skipper. I'm going to switch back to desktop screenshots just because it's easier to show things. You'll see that you're now signed in to RailMeets. You are now ready to set up your personal profile as a skipper. Click on the My Info button and you'll get a blank version of this if you're new. Since this is the fast track video, we'll only be updating the account settings, skipping everything else except for notifications. I'll let you update your account settings now. Ready? For the notification settings, we suggest this. Go ahead and catch up here too. As with all these edits, make sure you click the Update button when you finish. You'll need this set this way for things to work as expected later. Let's all catch up again. Ready? Now we're going to create our boat with us as the skipper or team manager. For this, we go back to our RailMeets homepage again and click on the item My Boats. If you're brand new to RailMeets, this page will be blank. However, at some point, this page will not only have your boat, but any boat that you crew on anywhere in the world that utilizes RailMeets. And that's a fast-growing list of venues, as you can see. Adding a new boat is actually quite simple, but be sure to click the Submit button. The detailed profile page is here and has quite a bit more data in it. As a minimum, you'll need to add the location and the I need crew settings. Make sure you let it find Wayzata by just typing in WAY. Need new crew? Click Yes. Make sure you click Submit at the bottom. Now I'll let you catch up with this for your new boat. I'd spend a little time here. It really helps your crew out in the long run. By the way, if you created the boat, you are now the manager of it and can edit things. For other boats in your My Boats list, you'll see that you don't have edit permissions. As the skipper, to add someone else with editing permission, you'll need to change the crew member's role with the Set role and set it to Manager. Now let's move on to adding the Wayzata Yacht Club schedule events to your boat. We're going to fill that list with preloaded events from the Wayzata Yacht Club RailMeets integration. So these club events are preloaded into RailMeets about the same time of year that the regular schedule is published, usually well before the sailing season actually begins. So here's the process. Watch really closely. All of the clicks are important. Click on Add Events from List. Next, click on the Relative Offset button. It's based on the time of the first warning signal, and this is really important for the unique Wayzata Yacht Club race process of needing the time to get out to the main lake for most of our races. Notice the time difference of -1 hour to get out to the lake. I've used 15 for the race start offset here because for the sonar class, this is actually when our race start happens in the normal sequence. And that's a +15. Yours might be different, but I would suggest that you start at least with the other offset numbers that you see here. Now filter the list to WYC. And for the search events box, put in the name of the class that your boat is in, with respect to its capitalization. Capri 25, J70, sonar, and so on. For the Apostle Island Station / Bayfield boats, use the AIS filter here. Now click on the event that you'd like added. We highly suggest that you don't load the entire season at once. We have found that it's simpler to manage if you just chop up the very busy Wayzata season into smaller chunks, based on how people manage their own personal schedules. Too far out just results in a lot of crewing changes. We've found that working out about a month is about right. Don't forget to click on Transfer Selected Events to get it to happen. This is more or less what you should see. Note that not all the events are races. Also, you can prune out events that don't apply or you don't want. My boat type is a sonar, and I would probably raise some eyebrows if I tried to sail in the J-boat Cool Cup Regatta, so I'll just prune those out. If you want to create an event of your own, say a launching party or a training event, you can do it with the New button. This is a great place to put out the pause sign and let you catch up. So let's take an assessment of where we should be at this point. We should have number 1, a RailMeets login and basic profile. Number 2, a boat and a list of scheduled events for that boat. So what next? Why, a crew, of course. The adding of a crew to your bench can be done either using the RailMeets Crew Finder or an invite process. Let's start with the Invite Your Crew. This is the way you want to add crew when they are not currently part of RailMeets and when they are willing to give you their private contact information. To do this, go to your boat crew page and go to the bottom and find the button Invite Your Crew. From this dialog, you'll be able to send them either an SMS or an email invite. This is what they'll get. And it will give them a path to register to wyc.railmeets.com as well as submit a request to be part of the crew. Now let's get how you would do it via the RailMeets Crew Finder. You would want to do it this way when the candidate already has a RailMeets presence, or they do not, or should not, as in a student-teacher relationship, reveal any private information. Watch the following sequence very carefully. This is me, by the way, since I was the creator of the boat. We now filter down to the USA, to Minnesota, and Wayzata Yacht Club. We found our crew member, so we click Contact, and send them the invite this way. An alternative is that the crew member on RailMeets can send a direct request to you, which takes us to our last task within the crew bench management, and that is with the confirmation or rejection of the request. Ultimately, we have the say who is on the bench for our boat. And I would also add that it's a good idea to unregister crew members that you haven't heard from in a while. Let's say a season or so. You can certainly send them a message before you would prune them off, but it's just a good house cleaning item to keep only relatively active crew members on your bench. And I'm going to put the pause here again. In order to effectively move forward from here, you'll want to have at least one crew member confirmed on your boat before going forward. Ready? Now you have the boat, and the events, and the crew. but they're still on the bench. Now it's on to pulling the needed and available crew aboard for any particular event. This is where it all comes together. We're almost there. First, we're going to look at the existing signups that I'm involved in from the perspective of the fictitious boat, My Fast Boat. We're going to focus on the WYC tune-up race on May 3rd, 2026. You can think of this as who's in our lineup, who's in the dugout, who can't make it to the game. Pay special attention to the icons as I highlight them as I pass over them. Now we're going to add me as an available crew member for the tune-up race. I click on Change My Signups. Remember that available does not commit you to the race. It just says, I can be there. Here's our tune-up race. While I have two boats that I could choose, I'm going to use My Fast Boat. So you'll see the status is I don't know yet, and I'm going to change that to available. Put me in, coach. Well, in this case, I am the coach, but I still have to say yes. What if I couldn't be at the event? And I'm so happy about it, I'm going to provide the food and drink. And be sure to click the update. Now, let's take a look and see what we did. Well, what do you know? You see that I'm available, but I'm still not on board. What I have to do now as a skipper or boat manager is confirm that. And I do have a choice as to how to disposition it. Here's a list of the icons and what they mean. So you'll see here that I have the option of putting myself on standby or confirmed. We'll choose confirmed. See what it does. A nice bonus of using RailMeets is that when you confirm that participation, it automatically updates you and all of the relevant crew's personal calendars. No need to jump in and out of RailMeets. Let's see a spreadsheet do that. Here's the Google Calendar representation. And here it is on my Apple Calendar. I get to do a final confirmation here too. Meanwhile, back in RailMeets, here's my personal confirmation that I'm on My Fast Boat for this event, for the tune-up race, and I'm providing the drink and food. Here's what the schedule for the boat looked like and how it's interpreted. You'll see the thumbs up as one confirmed. Also one with the don't know, and that's the other crew member that's still on the fence. Oh, but we know our food and drink is covered. So let's talk for a moment about that crew member on the fence. Let's say we know they're coming, but they're just not into responding to RailMeets events. We can still get them to be confirmed as committed by getting some magical powers that RailMeets gives us skippers and managers. Watch closely. The hand is quicker than the eye. We pick our boat. We view our signups. and we go directly to Confirm Boat Signups. And here's our event, and you see that I'm already committed. And we have Bob out here who doesn't know yet. But then we gain our super magical powers. We can reset the status of any of our crew members, but in particular we're going to go after Bob and make him committed. Thanks for coming aboard, Bob. Be sure to click that confirm, otherwise it won't hold. You'll see that we have 2 aboard now. This begs the question, though. How do we reach all those Bobs out there efficiently? Got a large crew that's at different levels of availability and commitment? What a headache! Thankfully, RailMeets has a great messaging feature that helps us to reach new crew without having to e-blast everyone all the time or try to fumble around with email lists. We have the capability to email individual crew members from our boat's crew list here. That's nothing new. We can also email the entire crew, say for overall boat-related topics. But the real gem is that we can send a focused message to the crew for a particular event of any status. Confirmed, available, maybe, or whatever, or all crew. Now I use this all the time. Here are some examples. I can send a selective message to the availables and the confirmed for an event if I feel I need to suggest a crew skill set adjustment due to heavy air conditions. Or I can send a message to the confirmed crew if there is an onshore postponement or severe weather update. And I have the option of doing that via an instantaneous SMS text message. They get the bling right away. This is worth its weight in gold by itself. All of this without me having to know the private contact information of the crew directly. Privacy checkbox clicked. But hold on, don't click away yet. We still have the cherry to put on top. And that is that we have a specially filtered RailMeets inbox. No need to search around in your own personal inbox. How's that for getting a chunk of your life back? Congratulations! You've hung in there. While this seems like a lot, most of this effort is up front. And you'll find that once you set up your crew and use this for a while, it will come down to just checking confirmations every few days and sending messages. Very easy to do from your phone. On the crew side, we've outlined what their crew should do in another video located here named The Ultimate Guide to RailMeets Crew Setup, located at the button Crew Setting Up Your Profile. And be sure to check out the cheat sheets there as well. You can include these links to your entire crew as your first RailMeets message. If you like this content, please be sure to click the like and set the subscribe button. Thank you. We'll have lots more for you on the RailMeets subject and other fun sailing topics.